Let's have a look at some important objective questions regarding stress-strain relationship and temperature stresses in the subject strength of material. Question number 1 is, in the stress-strain graph, stress to strain relationship obeys Hooke's law within option A, yield limit, option B, elastic limit, option C, limit of proportionality, option D, elastic limit. The correct answer is option C, limit of proportionality. In the stress-strain graph, stress to strain relationship obeys Hooke's law within limit of proportionality. Question number 2. Plastic deformation of a specimen takes place after it crosses option A, limit of proportionality, option B, elastic limit, option C, plastic limit, option D, upper yield point. The correct answer is option B, elastic limit. Plastic deformation of a specimen takes place after it crosses elastic limit. Question number 3. At what stage the specimen undergoes strain increment at constant stress? Option A, between upper and lower yield point. Option B, fatigue point and failure point. Option C, between limit of proportionality and elastic limit. Option D, after elastic limit and before upper yield point. The correct answer is option D, after elastic limit and before upper yield point. The specimen under testing undergoes strain increment at constant stress after elastic limit and before upper yield point. Question number 4. At this stage, strain in specimen increases even when stress is reduced. Option A, after lower yield point. Option B, after upper yield point. Option C, after elastic limit. Option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option B, after upper yield point. Strain in specimen increases even when stress is reduced after upper yield point. Question number 5. Specimen undergoes neck or waist formation after option A, lower yield point, option B, upper yield point, option C, failure point. The correct answer is option A, lower yield point. Specimen undergoes neck or waist formation after lower yield point. Question number 6. Stress at necking or waist formation point is called as option A, necking stress, option B, net tensile stress, option C, ultimate tensile stress. The correct answer is option C, ultimate tensile stress. Stress at necking or waist formation point is called as ultimate tensile stress. Question number 7. Increase in temperature stress in a rod free at one side causes it to expand by option A, alpha into T, option B, alpha into T into E, option C, alpha into T into L, option D, alpha into L. The correct answer is option C, alpha into T into L. Increase in temperature stress in a rod free at one side cause it to expand by alpha into T into L, that is coefficient of thermal expansion into temperature into length of that rod. Question number 8. When a rod which is prevented from expanding freely is heated, then option A, tensile stresses are induced in it, option B, compressive stresses are induced in it, option C, no stresses are induced. The correct answer is option B, compressive stresses are induced in it. When a rod which is prevented from expanding freely is heated, then compressive stresses are induced in that rod. Question number 9. Choose the correct option for highest to lowest values of coefficient of linear expansion alpha for the given materials. Option A, aluminum, then steel, then copper, then glass. Option B, aluminum, then steel, then glass, then copper. Option C, steel, then aluminum, then glass, then copper. Option D, steel, then aluminum, then copper, and lastly glass. The correct answer is option A, Aluminum has the highest coefficient of linear expansion, then comes steel, then comes copper, then comes glass. Glass has the lowest value of coefficient of linear expansion amongst the given option. Thank you guys for watching. For more such videos on civil engineering subject, please subscribe Simplified Learning.